So why should I be vegan?
Great question. So first off, my name is Brandon.
Hi, Brandon. I'm
Yours-
Cam.
Cam?
Chris.
All right. So I'll start by defining veganism, and then I just want you to tell me what you disagree with.
Okay.
So veganism is an ideology that rejects the commodification of animals, right?
All right.
So that means we don't want to use them for food, clothing, entertainment, or anything else.
Okay.
So what about that do you disagree with?
So I disagree with like how like factories process animals and stuff like that, but I hunt, and that's more humane way of eating animals than any type of way like you get processed food and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
I appreciate the message. Honestly,
message,
I think
yeah.
it's a tough subject to debate because everybody has a different lifestyle. And, like, I've had close friends who were vegan, and it really helped them out big time. And I know people that are like him who love eating meat, and they love their life too. So we just got to find a way to coexist because they're both not going to go away, and we got to find a way to live with each other. I mean, I had a girlfriend who was vegan, and obviously he's a mediator, and they got along great. He's my best friend.
Sure.
Yeah, we gotta find a way to coexist because we're gonna be having this conversation forever, I think.
But I get like the whole like animal cruelty and the whole like processed foods and stuff like that. Like it is tough. Like the whole chicken crisis. Like they ain't walking around. It's not free range chicken when you buy free range chicken. Like that shit ain't real. Like you know what I mean?
That's 100%. Yeah.
So like you get like you know what I mean. So like
and meat, and I will say meat has been scaring me lately. Certain places it's been scaring me lately.
But like when like I go hunting, like that's a more humane way to like kill an animal because like.
8 years, buddy.
I got a couple deers this winter. Yeah, I did.
So I would love to address your point. So I have a couple things, right? I'll start with the hunting thing, and then I'll go to the coexisting, right?
Sure, yeah.
So when it comes to hunting, right, you said that you agree that factory farming is inhumane, and would you say it's immoral, factory farming?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's immoral. Yeah.
Immoral. Okay. So let's start with that, right? So over 95% of the animal products we have are factory farm, right?
Yeah.
Did you just eat at a restaurant?
I did not eat at a restaurant.
Okay. Do you eat at restaurants? Do you go to grocery stores?
No, I do eat at restaurants.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say that even if we stop at factory farming, right? Your own morality tells you that factory farming is inhumane and immoral, right? But yet you contribute to it anyway, right? So what factory farming contributes or creates is we essentially slaughter or murder or kill billions, if you count sea animals, trillions of sentient animals every single year, right? Yeah. And those are animals that can feel pain, feel joy, experience things. They're sentient, right?
No, I get that. I get that.
So if we can agree that factory farming is immoral, let me ask you, why do you think factory farming is immoral?
Why, like I just said, it's inhumane to kill an animal. Like
Can you define humane?
Like the humane way, like how human nature was hunting and gathering. Like you go out and you hunt for that animal. Like you kill it and then cut it up and you eat it. Like you don't mass produce it and like just kill it. Like just leave it in a barn. Like it's supposed to like live its life and then it's supposed to die. Like all humans, like they live their lives and then they die. Like
so when I think of the word humane, right? I know you used it in a more practical sense, but when I think of the word humane, they're synonyms like synonyms like compassionate, benevolent, how a human would want to be treated, right?
Yeah.
And when we think of factory farming, we can clearly understand that that's inhumane, right? But I would also ask you, don't you think it is also inhumane to prematurely end the life of a sentient animal that doesn't want to die, right? So cows are slaughtered at 1.5 years, right? The deers you shoot in the wild are probably slaughtered at a very young age, right? Younger than what they would. Younger than what they would.
You only can shoot a certain amount. So in season you have you can't shoot does unless you have a doe tag. Okay. And if you have a doe tag, you're only getting one a year.
Sure, but would you say that if you didn't shoot them, they would live an extra day, even one day? Would you agree?
Yeah, they would live
at least one other day.
Okay. One other day.
At least. So
what's your point on that?
My point is, I asked you the question.
You're saying that, right? But then you're going on like, oh, you have 18-year-olds enlisted in the army, and then they're dying fighting for the country for you to have the rights you have. You're not saying that's inhumane for them to die for this country?
I didn't say that.
No, but it's like the same point because they're 18 years old and they're dying for this country.
So I have.
But that deer is dying for that person to eat. That's actually like he's not like going to a fucking slaughterhouse to get it.
Right.
He's hunting it himself.
I'm sorry, man. I just would like
it. Doesn't make any sense.
So to ask I would like to ask to ask the question. What the question I was trying to ask is, you said that you.
Listen to him, bro.
So you said that you recognize it's inhumane what we do with factory farming.
Factory
and
farming, yes.
But what I'm asking you, right, when we think of humane, right, we think of compassionate, benevolent, how we would want to be treated as humans, right? Do you think it is moral to end the life of a sentient animal prematurely that doesn't want to die? Would you call that humane? Even if you give them the best 2 years of their life, even if you give them the best day of their life.
Are you talking about like farming or like going out hunting?
Both.
So I'm not going to do the farming standard because I don't know the farming standard because like I said, I don't really appreciate the farming standard, but like I have to live, so I have to eat it. It sucks.
You don't have to eat it.
But I'm not a huge fan of like the whole vegan thing.
But okay, so not being a fan of something is different than you have to do something to survive, right? I could say I don't like broccoli, right?
I get that.
So my point is, right, because again, you keep kind of moving around the question, and I appreciate what you're doing. But
like
if you listen to the question, right, I'm asking, and it's a yes or no question, do you think it's humane to end the life of a sentient animal who can feel pain, feel joy, experience the life, who doesn't want to die prematurely?
Well, if you're
yes
hunting
or no,
it yourself, yes.
Okay.
Yes. If you're
so
hunting it yourself,
let's say I went out and I wanted to hunt dogs, okay? So I went out and I wanted to hunt dogs and I would shot them myself. Would you call that moral?
Are they wild
Well,
dogs?
it's illegal.
No. Forget about legality. As we know, legality does not equal morality. Slavery was legal at some point, right? So legality does not equal morality. So what I'm asking is,
in the United States, it's illegal to eat dogs.
but what I'm saying is legality does not equal morality.
Well,
that means
I follow the law,
He's saying
so.
no, but he's saying that legality is
No,
the same
I know,
thing
I
as
get
his
that.
humane question.
No,
but are they wild dogs?
I don't think it's
doesn't
humane.
matter.
They're people's dogs,
So
or-
dogs. I'm asking. So would either of you eat dogs? Let's start with that.
No, I would not.
Okay. What I'm asking is, right, so let me make this simpler because you're going to go with the legal thing. Let me make this simpler. What is the difference morally between a dog and a cow? Where dogs deserve the moral consideration of not being treated as food, as products, while cows don't. What is the moral difference?
The difference?
I'd
Through
say-
history, cows have always been something that we've ate.
A lot of people eat dogs.
No, but they provide.
Humans have been
not
eating.
in the
but
United States.
They provide more. The cow provides more meat than the dog, and over time, that's why we eat the cow.
Do you think a dog provides more meat than a chicken?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, again, so what you guys are
Working
doing?
animal.
First thing is you guys say, well, it's illegal. Okay, legality does not equal morality. We've gone over that. Then you say culturally. Oh, well, in the United States, right? Forget about culture, right? In the United States, we had slavery. There was slavery here. It was perfectly moral at the time, right? So clearly, just because we've done something traditionally doesn't mean it's moral, right? So that's not going to fly, right? Because we could use that for a lot of different examples. So again, it's a simple yes or no question, right? When you say yes in the hunting context, right? But what's the difference between ending the life of an animal prematurely in a factory farm and ending the life of an animal prematurely in the wild, right? Because both, you're still killing the animal, you're still ending its life.
Because
There
it's
is
human
one
nature.
difference.
So
No, there is one difference.
Sure, go for it.
It's the effort. So like when you go out into the wild, you track an animal and you find out where it's living and you take the time to track it and you kill it. You're putting your time and effort into it. That makes it personal.
So let me ask you a question.
And then in a factory, you're killing that for somebody who can't do anything
You're
for
also
themselves.
Not,
Okay,
but
so
the
let me
thing is,
ask
you're
you-
not giving it a life. You're not giving that animal a life. When you're hunting an animal, that animal has had a life.
Had a life.
It had a
Before
life.
you killed it, you didn't have to kill it.
Yeah, but the thing is
But you didn't have to. So let me give you three
no.
choices. Let me give you three
You
choices.
have to kill it,
Let's look at you, right? Ready? You have three options. You could be in a cage your whole life and then get killed. You could be in the wild, get killed, or you could not get killed at all
Wild.
by somebody else.
The wild all day.
No. Three options.
Yeah, you said in the wild.
No.
no, but
You missed the third option.
Mainly like getting killed, like when they didn't want to get killed, but like thing is like.
I don't think
we
you
have-
heard the third option.
We have troops going over.
One option was get killed in a cage. One option was get killed in the wild. The third option is you don't get killed. You don't get murdered. Which one would you choose?
Well, I would choose not getting murdered.
And we could
But
say
that's a loaded question because you have something behind it.
No,
You're
but
coming with something behind
yeah,
it.
of course.
Yeah.
I'm trying to prove a point, of course.
Yeah.
So
That's not how to prove.
I would rather get shot in the back of the head without knowing one day while I'm walking down the street versus living in a cage my whole life. But the option that I'd rather pick, which is a possibility, is to not get murdered at all.
At all.
So when it comes to eating animal products, there's nothing inherent in animal products that we need to survive. So there's the option, we have that third option, which is we don't have to intentionally violate animals' rights and kill them. And I'd like to address your point as well, where you said What do you
The two parties can coexist.
Oh, coexist, right? So I agree, right? That's why I'm having this conversation. I have friends who aren't vegan. I'm not against coexistence. But imagine using that argument for any other type of social injustice, right? Let's look at pedophilia, for example, right?
But this
Most
situation
people-
is
No,
very...
whoa.
No, I
Why are you bringing that up in there?
Okay,
Like, that's,
fine.
that's a
Let's look at
huge-
racism.
We weren't paying attention.
No, we don't have to, we can talk about this.
No, but okay,
like,
fine.
no,
But
I wanna-
if you're,
Hold on.
No, that's like.
can you
different.
allow me to
I
elaborate?
want to hear what you
I
want.
wanna hear what
So
you say
forget about pedophilia. We could use racism. That's fine. Racism, because it's more culturally acceptable.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're more comfortable with racism. Okay. So let's look at racism.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Either way,
No, I hear you, man.
Things.
So
Like, what are you talking
let's-
about? Like,
let's look at-
pedophilia.
Hold
like,
on.
that's fucking-
So
like with
Listen to
food.
it. Listen to it.
do you know what's so funny? Like, you hear words and you get shocked, but like you got to listen to the arguments, right? So when we look at racism, right? Imagine saying, well, there's always going to be racist, so you got to learn to coexist with racists, right? At a time, actually, I would say probably the majority, or if not very close to that, were racist, right? But to say that we should just accept that there's always going to be racist and accept that there's always going to be coexistence, I disagree with that. If I accepted that, I wouldn't be out here. I want to change people's minds because there is something immoral happening that is still culture, that is still accepted by the majority of people. And I don't think, again, like, the arguments you're using, like, forget about, like, what's more humane. Because you say, well, this is more humane, this is more humane. What justifies you going out and killing that animal in the first place? What's the justification?
This is more humane than.
Okay. No. Okay. So there's two actions. One is killing the animal. One is not killing the animal. Forget about how it's done. It could be done a million different ways, right?
Yeah.
One is killing, one is not. What justification do you have to go out and kill that animal in the first place?
Human nature. How you wouldn't be here? You wouldn't be here if evolution and human nature didn't happen.
So would you say things
So-
that are natural are moral?
Anything that happens naturally
Is moral.
Is moral.
So would you say that when people used to rape each other constantly, would you
No.
say that that's moral?
That is not moral.
So clearly,
That's not natural. Though.
That's
That's
not
who?
natural.
How is it natural?
How
so
is that natural?
would you
Yeah,
say that
like, what the
most of the
fuck?
humans here are not here as a result of rape or some kind of sexual assault?
No.
Absolutely not, because I wasn't.
Really? So you're telling
My
me that?
parents weren't.
Hold
my
on, you're
grandparents
telling me
weren't,
that thousands.
My great grandparents weren't.
Okay, so you're telling me that thousands of years ago, when rape was not illegal, when
But you're
people could do
talking
whatever
about
they
a
want.
generation that doesn't even fucking exist anymore.
You just said that thousands we've been killing meat always. Okay. You're making an appeal to nature. You're saying that what's natural is moral. What I'm saying is there are a lot of things that are natural, quote unquote, that happen naturally that are immoral. And how we get away from that is by using reason and logic and having a conversation.
What's
So just
most of
because
the
some
vegan food made out of?
tofu.
plants.
Right? No, so
Plants, but
so
they have
do
to
you eat
grow
tofu?
acres of. They have to grow
Correct.
a lot of that
No,
stuff.
no.
in
My
order
thing
to-
is, no. My
Yeah.
thing is.
lot.
So-
I don't know if you know this. Do you eat tofu? Because tofu's a vegan product, right?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So do you know what it takes?
You
to
think
grow-
I don't know this? You think I would love to address
He's
your
the
point.
vegan
You think
guy.
I don't know this?
He's the vegan guy.
You think I don't know
He's the
this, man?
vegan guy.
All right, so I'll address the point on soy. I'll address the point on soy.
So tofu, right?
Okay.
For-
You want to tell me anyway? All right, go for it.
So, what does it take to grow it?
Okay, so you're gonna make the point of how there's a lot of land used for soy, and that there's a
I'm
lot
not-
of crop deaths
no,
involved
I'm
in
not,
soy.
I'm not gonna make that point.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna make the point that do you know how many animals that?
That's what I said. Crop deaths. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So, the majority of
That's not animal
Hold on,
crop.
let him
no,
answer what
that's
you're saying.
crop deaths, which means animal deaths
deaths
involved in
because of
crop
crop.
production.
Well,
right?
I didn't know that.
So-
but crop
Well-
that's what doesn't make any sense when you're saying.
Yeah,
crop
I hear you, I
deaths.
hear you.
Unless you
what I
know
mean?
what he's talking about.
Unless-
Yeah.
Right,
know
right.
what
Okay,
you're
okay.
talking about,
I'll
like-
elaborate. Fair enough. So I'm glad you brought up soy actually, because the majority of soy is actually used to feed to animal livestock, right? So over 70% of the soy that's grown is actually fed directly back into animal agriculture. If you think about it, it's 80 billion land animals. That means there's 10 times the amount of people on Earth worth in just livestock, right? And we have to feed those animals, not to the end of their life, but to at least a year and a half, 2 years old for cows and pigs usually.
No, but you do realize they're killing thousands of animals a year.
I don't think you
to
heard.
protect.
Okay.
No, they're killing. No, yeah, I get that they're using it to feed the animals. Yeah, like
The
absolutely.
vast,
But they're also killing thousands of animals a year
So, just listen,
to
just
protect
li-
the soy products from them
He's
being
getting to
eaten.
that point.
just listen,
Right.
just listen.
He's getting to
Just
it.
hear.
How's that
just,
not vegan?
just-
He's getting to
just
it.
listen.
He's getting to it.
Inhumane.
Just listen.
He's getting to it.
So if the vast majority, over 70% of soy, is grown specifically to feed the livestock, That would mean if we didn't have the 80 billion animals we slaughter every year, we would actually kill less animals in crop deaths, specifically with soy, right? Because if 70% of that is going towards animals, if we didn't have that middleman, we could grow less crops, kill less animals, and eat the crops directly.
But
And to make the argument, to address, well, vegans kill animals too. Vegans are not against death. We can't be. Animals die. Humans die. We have things on this earth, like just us living, create animal deaths. But there's a difference between incidental deaths or deaths necessary for our survival and going out to hunt because we want to, or creating a whole industry where we trap animals, we breed them, and we kill them unnecessarily, especially when it's not needed for our health. There's a huge difference.
like I said, I'm for hunting, like doing your own stuff, hunting and gathering, right? Like the basic human nature that we have from
Okay.
day
Dude,
one.
okay, but you don't hunt and gather, right? Let's say even if
hunt.
you agree,
Yeah, I
okay.
do hunt.
Okay,
You can't tell me I
you
can't hunt
no
when
no.
I hunt.
You may have hunted, right? But you don't live off the land. You don't
don't
survive
live
off of hunted food. You wear Nike shoes. You drove here. You went to a restaurant, right? So to
But
make
how many animals were killed to make all that? How many animals are killed to make vegan products?
so
No, but like the thing is, what people don't understand for like the whole vegan concept, like yeah, like I'm not against it. Like I said, like I respect for you, I respect your views, everything. You have your own views, I have my own views. But the thing is like a lot of people don't understand, and this is from farmers, that growing vegan shit, like
So
they
because-
kill more animals to protect the product than to actually.
no, they don't.
Well,
do you have any statistics backing up that number?
Well, I'm not right off the brine.
You don't. Okay. There are no statistics. But
Right.
to say
There
that
are statistics.
No,
for
no,
it.
but
look it up.
the-
There
no, no.
are statistics
Okay.
for it.
I-
Physical statistics.
Okay, I have done the research. The amount of crop deaths are nowhere near the amount of animals we slaughter, especially if you consider sea
Well,
animals.
I'm not saying
But-
the amount of slaughter. I'm saying you
But
still
that's
kill
important.
animals to
Okay.
protect your product.
Okay, but what you're saying is
No,
just
but-
because
no.
let me yeah.
Sorry,
if you're
sorry,
what you're saying is just because we can't end all death means we shouldn't even try. We should
No.
just kill whatever we want.
No,
what
but-
I'm saying is if we can drastically reduce the amount of animal and human death on the planet, we should try and do that. And one of the biggest ways to do that is to end animal agriculture.